Hey guys, welcome to your 8th Android tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to be going over building the basic layout of a new application. We're basically going to be building a math application. We will be building upon this application as we continue through these tutorials. So, we're going to get started. First, create a new project. Go to Android Application Project, hit Next. Name it Calculator, then write com.devclub.calculator, whatever you want your package name to be. We're going to run on 2.2, and the target SDK would be what we are trying to actually hit with. And we can compile it at a lower level. So we'll go API 8, and we'll go ahead and say we're going to target 8.8. I mean, API 8 just because. No theme. Next. Blank click the create a custom icon. Hit next again. Blank activity, and we're going to name this main. Hit finish. Android will generate the project for us. From there, we're going to be going to our XML file to begin creating our layout. Activities are small screen that present the user with something to do. Activities are loosely bound together in order to form an application. When we have an activity, it does not actually exist in memory until it is in the starting state. It transitions to the running state whenever the application starts up. This transition from the starting state to the running state is the most expensive operation in terms of computing time. And the reason I bring this up is because we can begin kind of delving into the Android application lifecycle. So because the application takes so much memory and computational power to run it from starting to running, there's different states that we can allow the application to lapse into in order to decrease the computation time. So there's on pause, on destroy, on create. And these states are transitioned through in our code, which you can see here. We have the onCreate method, and we will work with the pause and the stop and on resume methods later on. I just want you guys to know that they exist. Let's go ahead and go to our main XML file. Layout, activity main, and we'll go ahead and type. Let's open up our string file as well. Let's create ourselves some new strings. Delete hello world, and instead type title, main title. And we're going to put and we're just going to multiply the number by 2. So now we're going to go to main, and we're going to replace this with main title, and save. When we go to our graphical layout, you'll see this change is reflected in the code. Alright guys, to continue, let's give ourselves a comment. And just to let ourselves know, this will be where the user inputs the variable. And we're going to give them an edit text. And within here, I'm going to say Android layout height is going to be equal to fill parent. Android layout width oh, I'm sorry, we're doing a linear layout, so I meant weight, and we're going to set that equal to 1. And then Android hint, and then we're going to say number will be multiplied by 2. But we'll have to use an @string resource. I'm sorry, I'm being silly. Look at that. We're going to say input multiplied. Go ahead and copy and paste the title just so we don't have to worry. We're going to say string name and here we're just reinforcing the fact that the number will be multiplied by 2. So go back to our activity. So now we have an input field in our graphical layout. Sorry guys, let's make this a linear layout. The weights only have to do with linear layouts, as I explained in the last tutorial, and I thought I already changed these over. So now we can remove that wrap content. Now we're going to be adding in update button. Let's go ahead and type button. And we're going to set layout width to wrap content. Android layout height. And we're going to say fill parent. I lied, I'm sorry. Wrap content. And then fill parent. Now we're going to set the text size equal to 20 SP, which in the later tutorials, in the next tutorial we'll begin discussing the difference between the pixel densities and the difference between SP, DP, and pixel, and straight up pixel placing. Alright. So if this SP kind of confuses you, just think that it's a size that has to do with the user's text setting. So if someone prefers to have a large, small, or medium text, this SP actually reflects that setting. Alright, and so now we're also going to have an Android ID, and that's going to be calculation button, or BTN button calculation. Take layout width and set it to 0 DIP to remove our error that we were having over here. Let's go ahead and set IDs. Let's go ahead and type ID, Android ID, and we're going to set this app plus string resource, and then we're going to say eText, and we're going to title this input, And then here we're also going to add an ID, and it's going to say text show. And so, sorry, I forgot to do the so this will be the text that we display back to the user. And so we'll fix the error that we're having with the edit text not fully displaying in the next tutorial when we begin going to our Java code and referencing the variables we created in here and begin programming the actual code so that when we accept the variable from the user, we multiply it by 2. And then from there, we're going to learn how to display a list and then have users select options, and basically we'll have users select different equations, so different math equations. We'll probably start out with very simple ones like geometry equations and algebra equations. And from there, it can help you guys learn to improve your math skills and learn how to program applications that you may use for your actual classes. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next tutorial.